Thanks for joining us in this edition of Renovation Time. Well, we're at the addition, and we've actually been back here a couple times. And actually what we talked about was the insulation, and we spray foamed everything, and then we got our drywall on, 3 coats of mud, sanded out. So where we are now, we're about a week past the last time we were here, and we actually got the windows in, and that was a chore. So this window here actually took 4 of us plus the homeowner to get this thing up into where we needed it. And it is very, very heavy. So we could have used 1 extra guy to put it in, but we did get it in. It wasn't too bad. We put it on sawhorses and then lifted from the outside. So it went in perfectly. And the other nice thing about it is it had a brick mold on the outside. So when we did set it in place and pushed it in, we were able to get it exactly where we wanted it. With this window, so you can see it has a nice elliptical. And again, little things make a huge difference. With this elliptical, actually from the center of the house looking through, there's a tree that almost is center to this window. So it gives it a good appearance right through the whole house, which is quite nice. And we have the 2 casements. So one other thing, when you're doing an addition or you're doing a renovation in your house, or you're painting or whatever, or sanding out some drywall mud, what we suggest is to take the screens out of the windows, especially in an addition like this. We just took all the screens out, gave them to the homeowner, put them in a safe place so they get clean, because if you leave them in, they get very dusty and dirty. So one thing to keep in mind when you're actually doing a rental like this. The other nice thing about this window is it actually came with a build-out on the inside, so it's all the pine on the inside. So we just have Kerrs making up our trim for the top of it, which will be ready in a couple days. We'll get that put on. We're doing some rosettes, so it's going to look really, really nice when it's finished. Through this area here, so everything's drywall. We just finished sanding yesterday, so it needs a little bit of a cleanup. And then the painter's actually coming in tomorrow. So here we have our fireplace, which is going to be great. Some shelving for TV, and all our electricals all been put in. We talked about that in previous episodes. The HDMI's put in as well. So they could have a computer in here, they could have a TV, they could have high def. Basically everything will be in here, and it's going to be a room they'll use definitely 4 seasons of the year. 2 pot lights, which are actually marked out. Sorry, Kev. In here, so there's going to be 2 pots that are going to be shining down. You're actually able to move them, but they'll shine down on the fireplace, so it'll give it a really nice accent. We did 1 junction in the ceiling here, which is great. It's going to be a large fan. I believe the homeowner said it was 18 inches down, so it'll be above our window, so it won't actually encroach on our vision or our sight from the room into the back, basically the backyard. And then in here, this was an existing light. It was actually for the old part of the house. We left it. She got a big coach light. It's going to look great on there as a wall sconce. And then our electrical here. So as you can see, it's been about a week when we had insulation, so we ended up getting it drywalled. It took 3 days to mud everything. We were lucky. It's really humid today, but just as we started the mudding process, it cooled down a bit and a lot of the humidity was gone, so we're able to get fans in here and allow it to dry quicker. Sometimes, especially in an addition like this, when you're doing a lot of mud and if it's really hot and humid out, the mud won't dry, so you have to allow a little more time for that because you don't want to be sanding it. But we had to work. I think we came in on a Saturday and got everything, the final coat on, and then Monday Teddy came in and sanded it out, did some other stuff for us outside. So really now hardwood is going to go down, so painting in the next couple days, trim out the windows. Hardwood starts in a week, basically just less than 1 day, and yeah, they'll be moving in. So it's coming along nicely. Electrical, hopefully the first of next week will be finished, and they'll be able to move their furniture in here and enjoy this for years to come. So that'll do it on this edition of Renovation Time, but until next time, be safe and have fun.
Renovation Time is brought to you by Anden Kitchen and Bath Center. Come talk to the people who know kitchens and bathrooms. Anden Kitchen and Bath Center.